confused as to what is going on with this hospital deal. We have no details. It haven't been presented to the House. I don't think this issue. I mean, for a line. I mean,
we should call it the proposed sign.
Yeah, maybe we should call it a proposed sign deal. I mean,
the alleged
deal, because I mean, it haven't been presented. It haven't been presented to our House of Parliament. The people of this country doesn't know what are the details, and the people are demanding. They need to know. I mean, Mr. Grant, when you look at the backdrop of what the financial position that our country is in tonight, and people, ordinary citizens of the Turks and Caicos Islands, we have watched over the last 3 years tons, hundreds of millions of our dollars being squandered overseas. I mean, when you to think that a student can sit next to me on American Airlines and declare that their scholarship monies wasn't paid, the schools are not being paid, the teachers are not being paid, and we sit back in this country every month, we watch over $1 million, close to $2 million spent out of our treasury, flying our premier around the world and the First Lady with the people of this country's money on private jets, and our student scholarships are not paid. Something's wrong with this picture. When we see the outrageous level of spending with film festivals, music festivals, where are the priorities? I mean, you go down into Mother Rugby Clinic, the doctors are telling you you cannot get basic medication. Why? The government didn't pay the pharmaceutical companies in the state, so therefore they're not sending it. They're being asked to wait. Teachers are not getting their salaries. You have reports. You have reports of contractors not receiving their payments. I mean, it's ridiculous. We need to know. And of course, I'm sure by next week, when this show is viewed by our people, the Minister of Finance will probably run from somewhere. We haven't seen him for a few weeks, so he'll probably run from somewhere and say the economy is good. He'll probably get on Channel 4 News. You know how they do it. They'll put on a show for one or two newscasts. Oh, the country's in good standing. Oh, the country is this. But the real deal is children are going to be put out and the scholarships are not being paid. And even those, I was told, Mr. Brown, even those students who have been receiving some of their monies, the monies is far less than what it's supposed to be. So we need to ask the Minister of Education, we need to ask the Premier, is he really cutting the scholarship to 50% behind the backs of the people? Because obviously I haven't found a student their savings to keep their children in school, and so we can wait to see if the government can do. We have patients that have been cleared to go overseas for medical reasons, and they clear it here, but they go to the Treasury. The Treasury are telling them there's no money to give them. Yes, it's approved, but there's no money. So in order for them to go overseas, they have to go to one of their family members or clean out their savings. I mean, FINMA 2008 it's going to be a serious year for us in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
We are in a good financial state.
Well, we hear that all the time.
Some projected figures. But if you talk to the people of customs, you talk to the land registry,
sales are down.
Sales are down. Drastically. The expected revenue that was supposed to be generated from the tax and customs, that is way down. As a matter of fact, last year, the customs were head was called in by the Premier to find out what is happening. What can we do now to boost these figures? Because, like I said, the budget presented is greatly reduced. What they had expected to be coming in at this time is simply not there. And that's always what seems to be the method of doing things. They keep on adding this program, adding that program, doing this and doing this without seeking to see if they have the money for it. So trust me, our next budget session,
it's going to be
top on the agenda is going to be taxes. And I mean tax quite apart from the medical tax that we can have to be paid for this. And even if he had planned to say, all right, we're just going to add this 2-3% on these items or on your, well, they say that they're not going to tax your income, but I wait for that too. They've said many things. It's going to have to come to a point where they're going to be forced into it. And it's all because of the lack of properly handling the economy. They're more, like I said, the minister is more concerned with their personal finance, and there seems to be a lot of extravagant waste. And they're not, and instead of tightening their budgets or tightening their belts, they're asking civil servants to wait.
Well, I mean, Finbar, many citizens of this country is really taken aback of the fact that they have seen millions spent on so many other things, and the needs of this country is not being met.
But you see, not only millions spent on other things, but this government, I mean, they seem to have a tack, they have this thing cut down to a science in which they can cipher funds from the economy for their personal good. Look, for instance, we're talking about the hospital, the insurers, the medical insurers that we use. Who were we? I think it was not into Canada, but it's a Canadian insurance company.
Yeah, Canadian
Life, was it? What would we use to more or less hunt for bargains on our behalf?
Correct.
If we need a procedure done at South Baptist Hospital, they'll approach South Baptist Hospital and say, listen to this. And then they would get 25% of the amount out of what they had saved the government from spending.
So every dollar they save.
They'll get a percentage of that. Recently, they wanted to say, all right, you have increased in business. For every dollar we saved, we'll get 15%.
So they reduce the cost to the government to 15%.
So the government would be saving, so the 85% of what the government actually saved the government would have kept. They dropped that insurance company in favor for one that is run by this, what's his name, from Cayman, Desmond. I think it's more than 200% of what the Canadian insurance company was charging government. Now, why did we run from an experienced, bigger operation to this smaller operation that we're not familiar with? Why? Because this man is in various businesses with government, insurance group. Now, we know that he's involved with the Elmer Gilmore, with a company in the Bahamas, because it's all about on the internet. That company is under investigation.